Hi guys, we are back after a long time and we are in this beautiful city of Visakhapatnam. We have come here to meet a friend, Raghu, and he's a Rottweiler fanatic. He's been breeding and showing Rottweilers for a very long time. Hi Raghu, how are you?
Hi Breede. Doing good. How about you?
Good. Nice to be back in Vizag
Yeah,
after a long time.
it's nice to host you as well after long time.
Something about yourself and your interest in dogs.
Yes, my name is P.V.L.T. Raju, but everyone in the field knows me as Raghu. I'm from Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. My primary entrance into the doggy game was from Orissa Kennel Club in 1994. So it's been 25 years since I've been in the game, on and off. But for the past decade or so, we have been competing at the highest levels.
How did you get into Rottweilers?
I've always been fascinated, by large dogs. And in 1997, I happened to see a beautiful dog, Sam Houston's Ajax, and I was mesmerized looking at the dog. So after that, I had the opportunity to own one of his kids, and that's when my journey into Rottweilers, took off.
General tendency among the general population that people are fearful of Rottweilers and they think these are extremely aggressive dogs and kids cannot be trusted. The dogs cannot be trusted with kids. That is one. This, what's your take on that? And the second is, who are the people who are suited to own Rottweilers?
Okay. Uh, See, Rottweilers are supposed to be very well balanced dogs. Unfortunately, there has been a lot of bad press going around the dogs. Uh, they are big dogs, and people tend to have this fascination of owning large dogs, but end up, not training them properly, socializing them as a pup, and buying them from reputable breeders who have temperament tested the dogs. So when you go and buy a pup from a puppy mill, nothing is guaranteed. It's a random mix of just a male and a female. If they're not tested for the health, they've never done anything for the temperaments. So you end up paying extra in terms of a peace of mind. To be more practical, more than the financial part of it, it's the peace of mind of owning a dog should be fun. It shouldn't be a trouble for anybody. And then when it comes to children, I've never seen any of my Rottweilers, especially, which as you know, I have quite a few. Never a scratch on a kid, and I find them to be as mellow as a Labrador when it comes to kids. And I think when it comes to people who can own them, I think the best suited people would be people who can spend a minimum of an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening with their dogs, because Rottweilers, according to me, are more human than a dog itself. As you can see, they like to interact with the owners, and that's what keeps them stable. You put the dog away, you have a dog which you cannot control in the later stages.
What are the things which is on top of your head while you plan a combination for a litter for your breeding program?
Yes, in this aspect, I would call myself to be an old school guy. Uh, Usually I don't follow a certain set of rules, but if I have to explain it in a certain way, for me, the phenotype is more important to me,
What is a
because
phenotype?
the phenotype is the traits that has passed on to the dogs from the parents. Visually, which you can see.
There's
like
some
the
people who
appearance.
talk about genotype. What's a
See,
genotype and a phenotype?
genotype is nothing but the same traits which is passed on genetically from both the parents uh, to the dogs. But then phenotype is very simple. Phenotype is the visual things, the traits, which are very much evident in a dog. Like you have seen all my dogs. I've shown you three females, and this is the fourth generation. So if you can see any of the dogs, uh, I usually go on the phenotype, so you can see there's a uniformity in type.
Correct. I see most of your dogs who are uniform in their body type, their head type, their movement, their mass.
Yeah.
I see a lot of similarity in all your dogs. How is that possible?
See, that's possible because we breed very meticulously, and we plan our breeding program based on our females' weaknesses. We need to focus on, we should be having an open mind to address the weaknesses in our girl and to progress. And every breeding that we do should be a stepping stone for the future, not just for the sake of breeding. So we make sure that when we breed, the male comes from a certain line which has the strengths which are lacking in my female.
Generally, your diet plan for your rots and doves and your exercise regimen.
See, usually most of my show dogs, when they're being shown, uh, they are onto a high quality dry food, and depending on the season, we tend to end up adding some raw meat as well. It could be chicken, and as you know, we come from a coastal line. We have abundance of fish available, which is very good for omega 369. So we add a lot of fish into their diets. Then we supplement them according to the need of that particular dog. So there's nothing like a fixed diet for every dog, which can be tailor made and set. It's actually tailor made for each dog. There's nothing like a specific diet which you can use, and
Not a
it's a success
blanket,
thing.
not a
There's no
blanket
blanket kind of a diet plan.
approach. And what's your exercise regimen? How do you
Yeah,
keep these guys muscular and fit?
these guys, we work them out every single day. Uh, it's an alternative day program. One day they're onto the road work. One day weekly they go for a swim twice a week, and then we have a free playtime. That's twice a week or thrice a week, where most of my friends come in. We have a socializing session with our dogs, as well as we play fetch, so that the dogs are socialized as well as are kept fit. And we as well, as the beach is just like half a kilometer away from us. So we take them out. We do some sand walks. It
I,
wheels
I,
and then
s-
stay hinds.
you do cycling also.
Yes. We do cycling, to increase the stamina. As you know, we are humans. We cannot match up to the endurance of dogs. So to keep the pace, equal, and get the dogs used to different terrains. And as I live on top of a hill, I use a cycle to maintain the speed. Actually, we call this a slat mill, which is a manual machine which we use for training our show dogs during peak summers.
So tell us something about your show career, how it started and how it went up.
Yeah, our show career started off in 1994, uh, and it happened to be the Orissa Kennel Club show when we took our Great Dane, bred by the Mayfair Group's MD. And Subrata Pushti was the person who handled the dog for us, and he won, beating his parents who were imports at that point of time. And that's what started my show interest. Otherwise, I was always a dog lover, but I never knew anything about show business.
Who is Subrato Prushti and how is he influenced your show career?
Subroto Prushti, he is like a dear friend, a mentor to me. He is the secretary of Orissa Kennel Club. He has always encouraged me as a youngster to push my boundaries. He said never shy away from learning, and he has always showed me the right direction. When there were a lot of other people who showed me shortcuts, he was one person who always said, "Stick to your basics, and though late, you will reach your destiny, and it will remain there for you." So he has always been a great thing. Then in 2003, when I was in my engineering days, I
Are
had
you an engineer?
yes.
Oh, what engineering
I am
you
a
did?
civil engineer and I have a couple of masters in environmental engineering and from University of New Haven, as well as a master of business administration from Stratford University, US. So now,
Ye-
when it comes to 2003, one certain name that I wouldn't forget in my lifetime would be Mr. Nagaraj Shetty. I met him when he just brought in a couple of Rottweilers from New Zealand. They were the all-time greats of New Zealand at that point of time. And when I met him, I still remember the words that he spoke to me, though I was a nobody. He told me, uh, stick to the basics and never let some random guy tell you that you're not good enough. You stick to your basics and you follow your heart and never go behind commercial success, and you will reach a point where you will be recognized. And that's one word that stuck to me all throughout my career in the doggy business. I have never bred single litter for the sake of commercial purpose. And as you know, I don't usually give my dogs away, and I'm very choosy about who has one of my kids, because they're an extension of my, you know, myself.
Correct.
So I'm very particular about who owns a piece of mine.
And when did you first started to get recognition in the show circuit,
The, sh-
dog show circuit?
dog show circuit, I would say 2010, when I came back from the US and I started showing German Shepherds. And that's when I bought quite a few Shepherds, both in India as well as from abroad. And people started recognizing me, that there's a guy who has come in, and he was serious and he meant business. But then my actual success came back when I got my first two Rottweilers home, and that's when they again, kick-started my show career. And as I have always been telling you, they Rottweilers have always been my first love.
You had a guy called Kimbe, no?
Yes, Kimbe is my foundation male. He's from Joker's line, and he's made me who I am today. People started recognizing me, taking me seriously, because the day I started handling him and I started getting my hands dirty with him inside the ring, he gave me more than I deserved. That's what I would say. He gave me a lot more than what I deserved. He is a fantastic dog till date. He is now living a retired life, and all the dogs that you have seen today are nothing but his grandsons and great grandsons,
His progeny.
his progenies, his line dogs. So I've always stuck to him, and touch wood till date, he has never let me down. As you know, the British, this was the most fun show that I've ever been to. It's the Rottweiler Specialty National Chapter in Orissa, and my boy went eighth best puppy, best in show, as well as best puppy in specialty show.
And I did beat you there as the sixth best in show.
With your girl.
Yes.
Now, you should have remembered that I bet you back to the fourth best in show.
Yes, yes. Oh,
With
yes.
the best bred in India.
Oh, yes. A lot of weights, Raghu. What is these? Are you into weight training?
Yeah,
There's a
we
lot of weights.
weight train. We need to keep ourselves fit as well. This is my second hobby after dogs. I try to keep myself as fit as my dogs are.
Oh, you got tattoos also. How many tattoos do you have?
I have quite a few.
What is this tattoo?
This is a thing of a tribal tattoo.
Soul of a lion.
Yeah, and
And
this
then
was
heart of a warrior.
yeah, yeah. This was done by a good friend of mine. And then we have Lord Shiva.
Oh, wow. This is a wonderful tattoo. Oh, wow. This is Natraja. Or what form of Shiva?
Rudra.
Rudra. Wonderful. You have a Rottweiler or something written there.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah.
This is over here.
Oh, wow.
This is
You
love,
are
I
a
love.
complete Rott fanatic.
Yes, they are my first love. These are a couple of my tattoos of my girls who passed away.
Okay.
And this is a tattoo of my foundation bitch,
What's her name?
Frisbee.
Wow. Raghu, what would you advise new or prospective dog owners or dog parents to consider before they actually go out and get a Rottweiler or a Doberman?
See, I won't say a Rottweiler and a Doberman are suitable for everybody. The first and foremost thing that I would say that a person who's considering to take either of the breeds has to be very meticulous about are they good enough, do they have the place, time and energy, because they are big dogs and they are high energy dogs. It's not like you want a Pomeranian where you can just buy the dog, put them in the house, they roam around, and they're done with it. So now I would say pay a penny more and buy it from a reputed breeder who breeds not for the purpose of making a profit, but for the love of the breed. And you need to take some time off, go to the breeder's place, if possible, have a look at both the parents, as if not possible, at least have a look at the mother along with the puppies. That's where you get to know the temperaments and how the dogs have been maintained, and it makes a lot of difference. Trust me. You might be paying a smaller amount for a pet shop guy, but you end up paying more at the vet at the end of the day. So I would say go to a good breeder.
And do you recommend people to buy dogs which are Kennel Club of India certified or registered,
Yes,
or
to that point, I would say definitely. I myself am one who will always say definitely buy a dog with a good pedigree, because in India, as we know, there's this thing all over in any language or any part of any culture in India. साथ पूछते देखना पड़ता है when you bring somebody home. It's same with the dog. A pedigree speaks volumes about what you're getting into. You have show lines which are much more mellow. You have working lines which are more active. So what you're bringing home is all in the pedigree, and the proof of the pudding is in the pedigree, which you can only track back if you have a dog which is bought from a reputed kennel who registers his dogs with the mother body, which is Kennel Club of India. That's where you can see which dogs, what lines, what traits.
thank you, Raghu, so much for your time, and it's always been a great experience to be with you and your dogs and to come to Vizag.